Hey, hello everybody. Welcome. It is UK Cowboys TV season 2 episode 85, and we've got people joining us from America and the UK. And this week we of course have a regular from UK Cowboys TV, Mr. Paul Stewart, and as we have advertised, the man and legend that is, and good friend of UK Cowboys, Mr. West Coast. How you doing, sir?
Shoot, man, I am blessed, man. I'm blessed, man. Ready to talk some Cowboy football with y'all, man. Let's get this thing popping.
Yeah. And although there is big event going on right now in the States with the election, it's always nice to have a bit of a break from all of that and talk some Dallas Cowboys. No better way to take your mind off it all. Yeah. So, of course, we are playing the Steelers this Sunday. Kickoff at 9:25 p.m. I do apologize as well for the dog barking. I'm not sure if you guys can hear him in the background. But we've got, we got Guy Fawkes night going off over here. And, things are getting pretty crazy over here. But, yes, it is a 9:25 p.m. kickoff, which is nice. We've had a few early starts. I know you've been joining me with that one, Paul, the 1 a.m. start till like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from those nights, to be honest with you. My sleep patterns all over the place.
Yeah, man. I when I was in the military, man, I was in Germany, and I remember those staying up late and waiting, watching, man, and bruh, like. And then think about this. It's not even about to stay up and late. It's like you still got to go to work the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like Cowboys win, you be like you that's like your coffee gets you.
Yeah, exactly.
But when the Cowboys stink it up, man, and then that guy at your job, you already know he's gonna be waiting at the water cooler, like, "What's up, guys? So you want to talk about that game last night?" No, he's all dippery because he probably he's probably a Bucks fan all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? So they're all happy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, it's life as a Cowboy fan. It's kind of crazy right now, man. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah. And there's nothing worse than, like, staying up till, like, 6 in the morning to watch a game where, like, with Washington, where all you get to watch is a field goal.
Oh, God. Waste of a flight ticket, to be honest.
But, I mean, we'll go there / not go there. But let's get into some news, guys. So some injury updates, some news. I get your take on all of this. And obviously, you guys at home, feel free to comment. Tell us what you think. So first of all, the big news is Andy Dalton is obviously he's completely out this weekend. So there's a question mark on what we do at quarterback. We do have some news on that, which I spoke with yesterday. I'll get into that in a moment. Chris Jones, our punter, he's out. Some people are seeing that as a blessing, some not, but we'll get into that as well. Other news, Zeke, he's on the injury report limited with a hammy. Apparently it's touch and go. I think more than anything, tomorrow's practice report will tell us really what the intentions are with Zeke on Sunday. Other news, what else we got? Chido Awuzie. I think he might actually start this week. I've got a funny feeling by the looks of things, the way things are going, that's looking good. And Sean Lee is back as well. The general is back in the middle. Of all those guys, I know we got the new punter who's come off the practice squad, Hunter Niswander.
I came from the XFL, doesn't they? Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And he was on the practice squad, and they brought him up. But out of all those guys,
like one of our quarterbacks. You can't help. You can't hate on them dudes, man. One guy might end up playing this week. Shout out to the guys getting opportunities.
It's like a flip of a coin right now, honestly.
It is, pretty much. Hey, real quick, can I give a shout out, man? I started a watch.
Yeah, go for it, man.
I want to shout out everybody that's watching on West Coast Cowboys. Shout out my boy Landon. Miss Carla, appreciate you. Junior, what's up with you, Junior Marsh? I see you, brother. Appreciate if you guys say hello, I'll definitely say hello back. Make sure you guys get this page that we're on right now. It's UK Cowboy fans. You can go over there on Facebook and get these guys a like. And I just want to appreciate you guys for having me on today. Let's get it, man.
We appreciate you joining us, mate. I know you've literally gone from doing your show and then straight on to joining us with ours. So you've gone one foot in the frying pan and one in the pressure cooker, as they say.
Yeah, it's easy though, man. We just talking about Cowboy football, man. Trying to get me to explain how we gonna try to do something, that's totally different.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is like I said to you, I've got my own personal omen on this. The good thing come in threes. The Cowboys have beat the Steelers the last 2 times, so this would be number 3.
And you beat them and you think about this, you beat them with a rookie quarterback last time. So I mean, this year is now. Cooper Rush ain't no rookie quarterback, but I mean, it still technically will be his first start. So
here's a really interesting point. Didn't we beat the undefeated Saints in their season when they became Super Bowl champions as well?
We did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is if you're a coach right now, what you're selling to your team is, this is the best team in the NFL. This is probably the team that is going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. So we have 27 guys that are on 1-year deals. And it's like, if you want to get paid, man, and all this other film that we've been putting out pretty much sucks. You know what I'm saying? This is a really good team that you could put up some really, really good film against. So, I think this game for me is not necessarily about the players, man. We've seen 8 weeks of what the players can do. Like, the players are what they are. We're not going to trade anybody. We're not going to sign any free agents. No one's going to magically start just like running faster and throwing fast. It's not going to happen, right? So the only thing you can only imagine to happen in this game is coaches, man. Like, this is the game right here, and this is kind of like what I was speaking on with in my show today. This is a game where like your coaches need to have a huger impact than the actual players do, because you already know what you're getting from your players. Like all that creativity that they talked about from Kellen Moore. Well, bro, I need to see that this week. And when I say creativity, I don't mean trickety. People think trickety and being trick plays are not creative. You know what I'm saying? Trick plays are actually drawn up on a board. There's nothing creative about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Creative plays are guys open.
Yes. That was something I was going to ask you. Do you think perhaps with Kellen Moore, it would be more advantageous to him to, rather than trying to go trick play after trick play, to just breaking that whole playbook and simplifying it, breaking it down, making it more simple? That way you get a bit more efficiency from your offense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's probably why. And then you got to think like this, there was probably more trick plays with DiNucci because, he only had 3 days to prepare to be a starter. But with Cooper Rush, it should allow you to run more of your offense. But that also kills that whole narrative out there that people like to say that Cooper Rush is not running the same playbook as Jason Garrett. Like, you can stop that right now, because this proof is 100% proof that they are running the same playbook. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So we just hope that they can run it more effectively.
Yeah. I could not agree anymore, though. Could not agree anymore.
Yeah, oh, definitely. But you touched on Ben DiNucci. I think a lot of the talk about, and we'll talk about this in a moment, about whether it's going to be Cooper Rush or whether it's going to be Gilbert as quarterback. I'll touch on a moment what I've heard and talked to. But I think a lot of the basis of that is that I think it's fair to say DiNucci isn't quite ready to be playing in the NFL. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, what you expect? Like, we got him in the 7th round. He was pretty much drafted to be a project for the team. Mm-hmm. Like, he even said it himself. He did not expect to be in this position. And even went up to Dak Prescott himself to say, "This is not the season how you told me it was going to be." So, there was a lot of pressure for him going into the game. And to be honest, I was one of those people as well. I was kind of giving it the whole Gucci DiNucci tweets and stuff like that, just to kind of, I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, it was. I think it may have been a wee bit too much for him.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys, you just got to kind of look at it 2 ways, right? Like, I think it would be good for DiNucci to play because you can't get better unless you play.
Exactly. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
But the conundrum is CeeDee Lamb is worth more than DiNucci. DiNucci is only like, CeeDee Lamb is like, it takes 3 DiNucci's to be worth what CeeDee Lamb is. So it's like, and the problem is, it's like I have to cater to CeeDee Lamb and to Amari Cooper. And so it's like, as much as I would like actually like to see Danucci play better, because I think he would get better. But I think in the midst of that, I think that CeeDee Lamb's play is going to hurt. I think Amari Cooper's play is going to hurt. And I think Michael Gallup's play is going to hurt, because it already is.
Yeah.
So I think right now you got to, like, win or lose. I think it's more about the guy who can actually play the quarterback position as close to a quarterback as you possibly can. And since we've already agreed that Kellen Moore, isn't the most creative, you also might want to put a quarterback in there that kind of understands him. You know what I'm saying? Because, if you look at it, Cooper Rush has been with Kellen Moore longer than any of these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that might, that they were on a team together, and then they were also, they were on a team together, and they also coached together. Not coached together, but he was on the coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? He was a quarterback coach. So, I mean, Kellen Moore, because you got to remember, if Kellen Moore was Dak Prescott's quarterback coach, that means he was also Cooper Rush's quarterback coach.
That's right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, these guys should know each other. So with them knowing each other, that doesn't mean he's going to play better. I don't believe that. But I just believe, hopefully, that, I think Cooper Rush is probably going to be, better suited to throw a football and help a guy like CeeDee Lamb, get back on. Because, man, CeeDee Lamb cannot have 500 yards his rookie season. Like, you can't have 500 yards. You did not draft him. Like, because this is the thing, bro. It's all about expectations, right? If CeeDee Lamb only has 500 yards this year, right? What can you then say to him next year? CeeDee Lamb, I want him to get 1,000 yards. Well, time out, bro. I thought y'all told you he was supposed to have 1,000 yards this year. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have that, exactly. So you gotta have that same expectation. So I need CeeDee Lamb to get to as close to 1,000 yards as possible. Why? So that next year I can say, CD, hey man, you need to get like 1,400.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you get like 1,400, 1,500.
I mean, it's like you said, it's the expectations and that, and unfortunately, circumstances do happen. It's like you don't have the same type of chemistry with that quarterback as before. Things are going to be slightly different now. So yeah, it's a weird scenario, but yeah, trying to speak to CeeDee Lamb saying, okay, like if he does get 500 yards, he'll be like, well, what the hell? Well, it's not my fault if I wasn't getting the ball from him.
Exactly. You there? You got kids?
No, I don't have kids, man.
Okay, well, when you keep that mindset right there when you have kids. Keep that mindset, because they're going to try to get you with that. You know what I'm saying? Wait, time out. Well, because as a parent, I got to keep you out of that mindset. Well, it's not my fault. You didn't give me the tools that I needed to succeed. Nah, fam. Nah. The internet is on. The house is cool. I take the kids with me. There's no reason for you to get a B in social studies in virtual school when you can just sit, or you can literally just sit in my kitchen all day. These are conversations I'm having, right? These are conversations I have, right? But you get what I mean? Like, I'm setting the expectation. Like, look, you can stay up all night doing homework. You know what I'm saying? There's no so that's
no limit. There's no limit to that.
Exactly, and that's what you said is a phenomenal. That's exactly what I was saying. Like that's the point I'm driving home. It's like I don't want CeeDee Lamb and these receivers to have that excuse. You know what I'm saying? I can't, because I'm paying too much. CeeDee Lamb's 17th pick, bro. You're paying. He's a millionaire. That big old he's a millionaire. And then also think about this. Freaking if CeeDee Lamb doesn't really get off to this big start that you need him to do, man, that makes you second think wanting to draft another pick. Because think about this, we're gonna have a top 10 pick next year. You're gonna want to add another salary on here while trying to get your other guy from last year going. No, you gotta get this going this year with CD. Win or lose, it don't matter if we win another game. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's mindset has to be, you know what? I love the Cowboys, but it doesn't matter if we win another game. I got to get to as close to 1,000 yards as close as 1,000 yards as possible.
By any means necessary.
And then think about this, my last point on this. If I'm CeeDee Lamb's agent, I'm telling him, CD, do you want to get paid in year 5 or do you want to get paid in year 3? You know what I'm saying? If you want to get paid in year 5, have 500 yards this year. If you want to get paid in year 3, like Zeke and not Dak, well, you know, and all these other guys, Carson Wentz, you have to have a good rookie year.
Absolutely.
Build off the second, build off the third. And at 17, when you pick at 17, bro, you can't have 500 yards, man.
Although one thing I would say in terms of rookie wide receivers, he's at the top of the list right now.
Oh, without a doubt.
And think about this though, Dak. And think about this though. That the crazy thing about this though, he's living on borrowed time though, because Dak Prescott right now is still like number 2 all time in passing right now, and Dak ain't played in like 3 games.
So I know, yeah.
That really
still in the top 10.
You feel me? So it's like that's going to catch up to him at some point.
I just goes to show the standard that Dak was putting in this year. Like, yeah, like he was on course to break the season record.
Yeah, he was going to.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but here's another crazy one for you though, to give you an idea of just how good CeeDee Lamb is. Right, that is week 9 in his rookie NFL season in terms of yards as a wide receiver. He's right at the top, and he'll be on his 4th quarterback. There are some wide receivers that don't get that in an entire career.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And he's still monstered out too, and he's still a beast.
And he's still going. So you think about when you're talking mindset, he's doing it.
Yep.
So guess what? You know what that means? No excuses, fam. Catch the damn football. Go do what you're supposed to do. Because you know
what you got to do.
Because guess what? That means 2 times in your career, at least, you were starting off a season with the unknown. Like, you get me? With the unknown. Why? Because Baker Mayfield's left, gone. Oh, God, it's going to be this new dude transferring from Alabama. I don't even know if he's going to be any good.
Well, don't forget, he had Murray as well. He had 3 quarterbacks in college.
Yeah. Oh, man, Kyler Murray going to come. Kyler Murray, I don't even know if this dude is little than the mud. He's 5'2". Kyler Murray's only 5. Bro, I'm going to tell you this right now. I was at Monday Night Football. Kyler Murray easily, he's shorter than Russell Wilson.
Oh, yeah, so easily.
If Russell Wilson's telling the truth about how tall he is, that's how you can figure out how tall Kyler Murray is. I love it, though. Kyler Murray lets you know that anybody can play in the NFL today.
But here's a crazy one. If you stop then and think about this and total it all up for CeeDee Lamb, that in the last 4 years then, he would have had 7 quarterbacks.
And he still made it to the NFL. I know.
And he's still going. Yeah, he's still at the top, man.
You know what that lets me know? He can help out quarterbacks, man.
That's the way around it works.
You're not going to tell me all 7 were good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
3 of them were decent. Baker, I mean, I don't know about Baker. I don't know.
He's up and down, isn't he, Baker? He's all over the shop.
Thing I know about Baker Mayfield, every quarterback in the NFL is good if he only has to throw the ball 23, 25 times. Like, bro, tell me a quarterback that's not good. That only got to do it. You only got 23, but that's like 4 or 5 times a quarter. That is nothing. And you're running the ball. You're not even quarterbacking.
Yeah. And if you look as well with Baker Mayfield, I know we're going off topic, but Baker Mayfield, if you ever look, he's only a single read quarterback.
Yeah, why the hell we thought about the Browns?
I don't know. You know what that is? That's just 3 guys talking football and just going, all
and disappearing. But we'll stick with quarterback then, right, guys? I'll get your opinion.
Yep.
And we'll get yours at home as well. Who do you think is playing? Now, I've had it on good authority, and I'm not going to name names because I don't know that. But apparently, Cooper Rush is the guy who's getting the nod for Sunday. Do you think that's the way you guys would go?
I honestly don't know. It's a flip of a coin, like I said earlier. No got a clue. Like, you saw Ian Rappaport saying, oh, it's going to be Garrett. Oh, wait, 2 hours later, it's going to be Cooper Rush. I'm like, what the hell? Make your bloody mind.
You know what? I'm going to tell you guys something, right? I said in my show earlier today, I said, and the only way we're going to beat this team or even come way to staying involved in this game is Mike McCarthy has to play mind games, and he has to beat Mike McCarthy. I mean, he has to beat Tomlin. He has to outcoach him. And I'm hoping that this unknown about the quarterback is all done on purpose.
That's probably true.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I think the best thing you could do when you don't know who your quarterback is to make sure they don't know either. You know what I'm saying? But as long as the Cowboys know come Sunday, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what if this is his deceptive idea that it's neither quarterback?
Then who's gonna
No, they go 100%. Zeke and Pollard and go back to college Wildcat style.
Man,
come on.
Man. They ain't doing that. But I mean, I think you have to have.
Mike, please tell me you've got a bottle of whiskey right beside you right there.
I just want to throw it out there, man.
But I mean, I'll say this, like, bro, if you announce right now that Cooper Rush is going to be your starting quarterback, you give the best defense in the NFL. What's today?
Mm-hmm.
What's today? What's today? The Wednesday?
It's the 5th. Thursday, the 5th.
Thursday. So you give them Thursday to watch film, went the Friday to watch film, Saturday to watch film, right? That's 3 days to watch film on this dude. Well, let's just think, right? Does it take 3 days to watch 17 preseason snaps? Bro, if I got 3 days to watch 17 preseason snaps, I'm gonna be an expert on you. What I'm hoping that he's thinking is like, look, all 3 of them are gonna start. So guess what? Instead of having to think about 17 plays, you're gonna have to think about Ben's 40 plays, his 17 plays, his tape in the AFL. You need to just watch everything. Just make sure you watch everything. Why? Because shoot, we might start one and then the other one might play. That's the like honestly, when you ain't got no quarterback, that's really an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, tape is in my opinion, it's a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because there's so little of it. So it's like that means you haven't played a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's more tape on the defense than it is on all 3 of the quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys actually know more about this defense than this defense knows about what this offense is going to do. Why? Because of so many changes. We just changed our whole offensive line 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? And think about this. We might change them again. Now, think about this. If we were the Pittsburgh Steelers and we were 7-0, we would be like, bro, this team is unbeatable. But guess what? A good team can make changes like that. A bad team, bro, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that. Like, some people got to sit where they're supposed to sit and they got to do what they're supposed to do. You can't be making them changes every week. So, that's what we're hoping is that we can use a little bit of that to our advantage. And that is making Pittsburgh make them make them prepare for 3 quarterbacks. Like, make them prepare for all 3 of them.
And don't forget the pressure's on them as well. The pressure's on them. They're the undefeated team. Absolutely. And we're the team on the back foot. Yep. Absolutely. So, they talk trap game and all of this. That is exactly what it is for them right now. So what I would do is I'd put all the pressure on them.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, Mike Tomlin I was looking for an interview with Mike Tomlin today, and the interview was only like a minute and 32, like a minute and like 13 seconds. I was like, damn, this is a short interview. Like, basically, what are you going to do to beat what are you going to do in Dallas? I'm like, damn, I would think if you ask me, what am I going to do to beat Pittsburgh? Interview is going to be like 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It was literally like a minute and 13 seconds. The interview went just like this. Mike Tomlin, so what are your thoughts on going down to Dallas? You guys are 7-0. They're 2-6. What are you guys' thoughts? He's like, man, we're going to Dallas to try to stop Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole interview.
Yeah, they're not giving away any specifics at all, like, besides saying Zeke, but they're not mentioning anything about the quarterback, so they must be kind of thinking the same thing what you were just kind of saying in terms of, like, studying for 3 quarterbacks, because they'll be like, what if that, what if this?
Yeah, the only person, and that's why I think now you've even heard, like, a little even of Zeke. Oh, Zeke has a hamstring. He's limited. You know what I'm saying? Now they're even putting a little message around him now. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because, bro, this is called you falling and you reaching for anything that you can grab onto. You know what I'm saying? If we can spike their water before the game, bro, security. We're gonna do everything. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Because on the field, we're trying what I'm hoping they're doing is they're doing everything they can do to make this thing as even as possible on the field, because on the field it looks very one-sided.
Dude, I'm gonna throw this out there, and it's completely random. I can see, like, Sir Chris Jones, even though he's supposed to be injured right now. Is that right? Like, Chris Jones. I just had this pure random image of him coming out to Ric Flair's Nature Boy music, just coming out, like, to take a punt. Just mental warfare once again. Is he injured? No, but he actually is, unfortunately. So sorry, that was just an off top.
I mean, I don't want to say it's a good thing, but I would say maybe that explains his 36-yard net punt.
Yeah, big thing, big thing.
Well, that was something I was going to ask you later on, but we may as well get into it now. But I mean, like, but here's the confusing part, right? Is that it's a sports hernia, basically. So he's obviously been troubled with that I would say multiple weeks. Yeah, I mean those things hurt. Well,
why you gotta suck before I find this out though? That's the only problem I have. Like if you gonna get injured, get injured, bro. But why you gotta suck first before I find out that you injured? You know what I'm saying? Like
that's exactly where I was going. I'm like, yeah, I don't get it. And it's like, was there seriously like nothing better you could have done out there than put in an injured punter constantly? I know if you look at his years going down the line, that every year he's progressively getting worse and worse. That his net punt is always bad. His net punt average is getting worse every season. But this season, if you're saying it's the injury, the other thing I need to know is that if he has been injured multiple weeks, how much trouble could the Cowboys be in by not reporting that and putting him on the injury report?
Well, if he isn't like, it has to be a known injury. If he's not reporting it like himself, if he's not disclosing himself, then he's, because people are only injured when they're not playing well. That's just how it goes. This is my thing about Dallas, man. Like Dallas has some of the best medical people in the world, bro. Like they be bringing people back to life. So it's hard for me to believe that people are in Dallas playing injured. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like them dudes are pretty known for what they doing. You know what I'm saying? This is the same team who sat Jalen a whole year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me to, and then it's a punter, bro. Like your position is so minuscule that it's like, Cowboys. But what it really shows is this, man, the lack of, like, we should have found out with him being on another team that, he was hurt. Why? Because we released him. Why? Because he was sucking last year. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Like we should have put him on performance. Then you find out next year, oh my God, he was actually hurt. Oh my God, my bad. Well, yeah, he ain't with us no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you sometimes you find like Lucky Whitehead got cut, and then we thought, he was innocent the whole time. Well, my bad. My bad.
Oh man,
like you weren't playing good and you got accused. My bad.
Yeah, it's crazy. It never makes any sense to me. But sticking with the offense, right, guys? I'll ask you this one, Zeke. Right now, don't worry, I can flip this on his head as well. A lot of people complaining about Zeke, saying how his performance is down. He's not the same Zeke. He seems slower. His contact balance is out and what have you. He hasn't had a 100-yard game this season, and we're halfway through the season. Give it to me straight, what you think, because I've got this written down as well. He's on 521 yards for the season rushing, but he leads the team in touchdowns. But is his performance, the way he's playing, concerning any of you?
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't have a problem with Ezekiel Elliott. See, this is the thing, man. This is the thing, right? The offensive line is connected to the running back.
Yes.
Running back is connected to the offensive line. There was once a time that we used to say, you can put anybody behind that line.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. Well, what happened is we have the anybody now. We have Zeke. We just don't have that line. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And let's just be real. Like Dak proved to you that you could at least put a 4th round rookie back there and be pretty damn good.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing that with Pollard as well right now.
Yeah, like you've seen guys develop. And guess what? This is my thing. Like if Zeke was the only person who's having a down season, I would be like, yeah, that's probably Zeke. But when everybody across the line, Tony Pollard's having a down season, Ezekiel Elliott's having a down season, Mari Cooper's having a down season. He's not even getting really targeted. Michael Gallup only gets targeted on the back end, and CeeDee Lamb has 5 drops right now in the NFL. Yep. 6 actually, because he got 4 in one game. So it's like there is you can't disconnect Ezekiel Elliott in the offensive line. Like they are one together. The reason why you got Ezekiel Elliott, listen. If you didn't have your offensive line, you don't draft Zeke at 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like you drafted, so since you know they're gonna be connected, you can't let one diminish and then expect the other's gonna just succeed. Like think about this. We've seen a difference in Zeke just from losing a fullback, bro. Like, come on, man. Like so now you're gonna miss the whole line.
Mind the absolute devastation that we had when we had Keith Smith at fullback. Like they two
that's my dog, man.
Yeah, shout out to Keith Smith. Even though he's with the Falcons, but he's still a Cowboy favorite.
Yeah, my boy brought me out. We went to a game. I went with him and his family to the Falcons. That Falcons game, we was all together.
Nice. But yeah, here's the crazy thing, right? People are saying, "Oh, Zeke sucks" and all the rest of it. Zeke it isn't. Yeah, all the usual narratives when a team's down. Bear in mind, right? I gave you that he's on 521 yards. Do you know where that ranks in running backs?
8th.
It is. It's 8th. So he's still a top 10 running back. So we can argue as much as we want. And bear in mind, defenses are now going to stack the boxes, knowing that he is our offensive playmaker weapon, and everything's going to revolve around him. He's still in the top 10.
Just to add on top of that as well, mate. There's only 2 running backs that are averaging 100 yards this season.
I know.
That's Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook. Everyone else is like 70 downwards. There's no one in the 80s. There's no one in the 90s. It's just the 2 running backs. So Zeke is still among there. He could easily flip this away around.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something too. Dalvin Cook is not getting it consistently per game.
Exactly. He's having a bad, massive game.
He's having batch games where he literally plays because I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Dalvin Cook was averaging 100 yards per game, they would have a better record.
Exactly. Exactly.
I tell you what's happening with him is he's injury prone, so he's blowing his load in one game, and then he's completely knackered for the next game.
But you get what I mean? Like, bro, if you're averaging over 100 yards rushing the game, I promise you, bro, you're a better team. Because you don't have to throw the ball. Like Kirk Cousins ain't got to throw the ball. Who cares, bro? Just keep handing the ball off. Keep running it. So he's a back runner. Zeke is a true, each person. But this is the thing too, like, man, and it's like Zeke just has that. That's what happens when you're a great player, man, and you look human. That's a diminish. You know what I'm saying? Zeke just looks human, bro. Like he doesn't look like no freaking. He doesn't look like no. And then I'm gonna tell you something else that just absolutely just irritates me about the Cowboys. The Cowboys will buy a Lamborghini, have the Lamborghini out there, right? But then they're gonna take it to Joe Blow Schmo and put Joe Blow Schmo oil in it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, if you get Zeke, you have to be committed to making sure that you can always run with him. That's why I say this. If you want to run the ball as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you're going to win the games.
It's like giving a car a new fresh set of tires.
Yeah. But then finishing off on the offense, I've got this one. I thought I'd ask you guys. Then we'll move on to the Pittsburgh defense. Our O-line. Would you say it's safe that Zach Martin is pretty much the only guy on the Cowboys roster going to the Pro Bowl?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like he is pretty much single-handedly.
You know what? I take it back. I'm gonna tell you who's gonna go to the Pro Bowl too.
I know you're gonna say. Go on, say it.
Jalen Smith.
Yeah. Purely on the basis that he leads the league in tackles.
Yeah, he leads the league in tackles, and he's top 5. He's top 10 in tackles for loss. You know what I'm saying? Now, Jalen Smith. This is what I say about linebackers, right? But the offensive line is what the running back needs, right, to be successful. Those are the symbiotic relationship. The defensive line is the same with the linebackers. The better the defensive line is, your better your linebackers are.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, the proof is in the pudding. The fact that he leads the league in tackles. Now think about this: the top four tacklers. Jalen Smith. We're on a non-playoff team. Then you got the kid over there, Martinez in New York, non-playoff team. You have the kid over there in Minnesota, non-playoff team. Then you got a kid out there in Jacksonville, non-playoff team. And guess what else they also can't do? None of them teams can stop the run. So guess
and
what?
None of them have got a defensive line.
None of them got a defensive line.
Yep.
So guess what they got? You got 4 dudes, linebackers in the exact same position, tackling. The only problem is New York looks at Martinez and they say, thank you, Martinez, for making 76 tackles. Whereas the Dallas Cowboys say, F you, Jalen Smith, for your 84 tackles. You missed one. I'd be like, damn. Yeah. So you're telling me missed tackles are so important, but making tackles aren't important. So I want to know, what do you think the score would be without Jalen Smith's 84 tackles, bruh?
It's funny you mentioned that. You just mentioned like some Martinez and that. There's Kendricks as well from Minnesota.
Yes.
No,
yeah.
and Zach Cunningham for Houston.
They're all on bad teams.
All of these have no D-line, so it's up to these guys. Now, we'll get to the defense later, and we'll talk about Jalen Smith, and I'll get your take as well, West Coast.
Can I say something real quick, too?
Go, man.
You know what? As Cowboy fans, we got to be more educated because other fan bases, you know what they say? They say, Cunningham, he's playing good. It's the dudes in front of him. And they don't even question them dudes. They don't even question the linebacker.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
It's a team effort. It's a team effort.
But here's one that's going to bring everything down. And as soon as I mention this name, now try not to cry. But this weekend, I mean, the Steelers defense is playing pretty well at the moment. I mean, they're a top 5 defense. One of the reasons is they have a 2-time Pro Bowler who is just at the moment a fumbling and sack machine in TJ Watt.
What?
I know. And the only reason I bring that up is he was at a time on the draft radar for us, and we decided to go another way and take Charlton. Yeah. How much of a threat does TJ Watt make to our O-line then, guys?
A fair bit.
Yeah.
And that's me trying to be as optimistic as possible. A wee bit.
Not only does he have 6 sacks, but he also leads the NFL in tackles for loss. So that basically means that he gets sacks is just when the running back has the ball, because a tackle for a loss is a sack. It's just that the quarterback doesn't have the ball. So basically, he's always in the backfield.
Anything behind that line of scrimmage,
he's in the backfield all game. That's basically what it means. If he's not tackling the quarterback, he's tackling the guy who the quarterback's handing the ball to. He's tackling both.
Yeah.
And here's a crazy one. I thought, I'll just have a look, see how TJ Watt is. I'll go through some other more spurious statistics. 21 quarterback hits.
That's ridiculous.
That's in 8 weeks.
Yeah,
what the hell is he doing?
That means both quarterbacks. You'll probably have 2 quarterbacks that play this game. Because even if the quarterback finishes, there might be a time where he gets smacked and have to walk off the field for 2 plays.
And not just that. The one thing about TJ Watt is he's versatile. He can play the left and the right side of that defensive line.
And here's the other side that just makes that whole dynamic sickening. Because the Steelers' defense right now is back to where it used to be. You know, the steel curtain.
When they had James Harrison and they've got Minka Fitzpatrick now. So
who's doing great.
Hey, listen to this. Terrell Edmonds, Cameron Heyman, Bud Dupree. TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick,
first rounders.
They have 6 first rounders. Now think about this. They had Devin Bush, who's out for the season. He tore his ACL 2 weeks ago.
And that guy is on. He is fire.
He's monster. Think about this. There was at one point they had 7 first rounders starting on defense. You know what I say? This is what I say, right? That is a team whose defense is going to be good on purpose. If that defense, for the amount of money because I'm going to tell you this right now, that's also the difference of this. If you go look at the flippage, this is the flippage, right? If you go look at their salary cap, look where most of their money's being paid on the defense side of the ball.
Yeah,
and I'm going to tell you,
the Cowboys are the opposite.
Yeah, they're the opposite. And I'm going to tell you where you get your leverage where that is. Didn't Ben Roethlisberger get knocked out for the season last year? Guess what? That same defense had them 0.5 game away from being in the playoffs last year.
Exacto. Do you know what? I love this saying.
That was 3 different quarterbacks last year for Pittsburgh.
I love this saying. I always love this saying, and I'll let you take it, Paul. When I got told when I was doing like a scouting course, do you know what the best backup quarterback you can ever have is? A good defense.
Yep.
I was just going to point out, because it's funny that you mentioned about all those first-round draft picks about Pittsburgh, but see, you never see Pittsburgh go into deep waters when it comes to offense. Like third-round wide receivers, fourth-round wide receivers, and they end up balling. Like, look at Claypool right now.
Yeah. Well, don't forget Antonio Brown. He was taken in like the 5th or the 6th round.
Yeah, but their offense is cheap right now. I think you got Juju, who ain't making much. Then they got a bunch of wide receivers on rookie. All those guys are wide receivers on rookie deals. The tight end is an older guy on a veteran deal. That's cheap.
Yeah.
Then you got your
Eric Ebron. Yeah.
Then you got your running back who's like on a cheap running back deal. So it's like all their money. Like you can't have 7 first-round picks on defense and be spending on offense. It's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, there's not enough money. You know what I'm saying?
Now, the only thing I will say, mind you, is, we'll get to the offense in a moment, but you mentioned Bud Dupree, another guy who I've been looking at. The big thing I've noticed, though, is these guys are turnover, like the defense in terms of takeaways is insane. I don't know if you've seen it. Like, literally all the defensive players have a forced fumble or an interception. I mean, it's absolutely schnuts over there. And sacks as well. Sacks and turnovers. These guys are just on fire right now.
Yeah, they got 3 guys. They got 3 guys with 6 sacks apiece.
Tell me about it. What you do with that? And like, I always like the in terms of defensive scheme that it doesn't. If you've got one guy getting a lot of sacks, that's great. If you're going to get the sack leader, but give me a defense where you've got a lot of sacks distributed between all your players or a number of players. That's how you get to see a phenomenal defense, because now you got nothing to do.
Yep, and you can't scheme. And I'm gonna tell you, I can scheme one guy.
Yes,
I can scheme one guy. I can't scheme 4 guys.
Yeah, but let's get over to something. And I say this every time whenever we say it. Something a bit more controversial, the Cowboys defense, but luckily we got you, West Coast, to help us deal with this one. There we go, the Hot Boys. Yeah,
you already know
it. Now, one of the issues that we have is stopping the run, and this week we're against James Conner. Now, he is a top 10 quarterback in the league, so if we're going to say running back, sorry. James Conner is 10th in terms of yards and touchdowns. In terms of this D-line, how do you think that's going to stack up? Do you think that we're going to be able to deal with this? And especially the way the offense plays. It's very quick passing. If you look at Big Ben, he's not trying to extend plays anymore. It's quick, snappy, crossing routes, underneath passing. How do you think that's going to fit with this D-line?
For me, after seeing last week's performance defensively, it was a massive step up.
Yes.
I feel as though what just happened last week could actually just spark that whole fire again, because whatever was happening those 7 weeks before was clearly not working. Ever since we got rid of Griffin, ever since we got Dintari Poe, who I've been so critical of, I did not want to see Poe in a Cowboys jersey after week 5, because it's so annoying me of his laziness. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be still digging him. He's not even in the Cowboys uniform anymore. But we saw a bit of fire for once in our D-line. And we saw the difference in terms of the stats from last week. It was a significant improvement.
Yep.
So,
and I mean, this is my thing. Like, what we did is we went all the way back to 2019 Hot Boys. Even back to the personnel. Even back to the personnel. Everybody's talking about, oh my God, Crawford doesn't do anything. But you know what Crawford does? Crawford is that homie.
Crawford takes the double team and lets someone else get.
You just took the words out of my mouth. He's the guy that's always down to take one for the team.
Exactly.
Like,
a lot of people don't really realize that, because I played D-line, right? And I played D-end, I played D-tackle. Right, so if you're playing defensive tackle and you end up getting a double team, that's going to either free up the A gap or B gap for your linebacker, or it's going to free up for defensive end to come back in the inside. And someone's going to get, like, they're going to get the credit, but you're the one is going to make the sacrifice to take that. Just because you're not on the stat sheet doesn't mean to say that you're doing a good job.
Yeah, and on the Donovan, and that's so clear as day on the Donovan Wilson strip sack, man. On the Donovan Wilson strip sack, and I broke that down because so many people was going crazy. If you go look at this play, man, the Dallas Cowboys we were in a 4-3 base defense, and we were spread out. So basically, our defensive ends were shading both sides of their tackles. So basically, it looked like it was basically damn near like 4-on-2 on the inside, right? You had Crawford and Woods, right? They double tapped the center and the guard on Antoine Woods. And then they double tapped Crawford with the guard in the tackle, right? Crawford slid up both sides, right? Forced the pocket. Carson Wentz does exactly what his trainer does. Step up. Guess what happened? Jalen Smith standing right there like, what up, bro? Guess what he does? He takes off running the other way. Donovan Wilson's like, I have nothing but to do but to go get the ball, and smacks the hell out of him. Everybody loved Donovan Wilson because he did his job and he held it down. But I had to do a film because I'm like, yo, if Crawford does not push, if he doesn't push Carson Wentz up, he hits the freaking tight end in the flats.
Don't forget, and that's nothing as well. Tight ends are pretty much extra linemen depending on what the play is.
Yep. Yeah. But it's funny you talk about Donovan Wilson because I've got him written down. Yeah, I mean I'm an Aggies fan, so he's always up in my books. But do you think, based on how the defensive back and safeties are at the moment, that Donovan Wilson next season, if you like, maybe even before, but next season, give him with a bit more experience and development, that next year he is your starting safety, and that means you're not so looking in towards safety in the draft?
On your rotation, I was going to jump in there, but on your own, mate.
This is my thing. I mean, I think Donovan Wilson is your guy now, and I think now it's more about finding a guy to play. He's your guy now. It's about now finding a guy to play with him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because like Donovan Wilson with a guy who's not as good as him is not going to be that good. But I'm going to tell you, he's going to be a good guy, but he's always going to be compensating. I want Donovan Wilson to be in a position where he's actually playing with a guy who's technically better than him. So then that actually makes Donovan better. So I mean,
step up his game.
Exactly. And I wouldn't go with a rookie. I wouldn't go with a rookie in the backfield. The reason why is because you already got Donovan Wilson. He's already new. Like I would for 2 years. Next year I would definitely go get a veteran free agent safety who can put back there so that you can teach him to be that next
get the next level.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about competing as well, especially
and then you got Reggie Robinson, out of Tulsa. So maybe but I mean, I don't know if he's going to be ready next year, but he might be ready in 2 years.
Yep.
See, now to me, go on. Take it, Paul.
I know we're talking about, like, we're jumping from D-line to Donovan Wilson there, but I just want to kind of flag this up, and we just spoke about this a little bit, like Jalen Smith. Yeah, that last game there, his production was cut in half because of that D-line. His production, like his total tackles was 7, solo tackles were 5, and 2 assists. Compared to the last 3 weeks, it was pretty much double the amount. So that came to show our D-line completely showed up. So that, again, just showing the evidence. It's like our D-line was actually doing their job last week. And like,
I mean, this is my thing. Like I love I love Jalen having like 14, 15 tackles, but it's like, bro, when you're playing a pocket quarterback, bro, like you should not have 15 tackles, bro. I see if you're playing Lamar Jackson, I get it. You're playing freaking, Kyler Murray, I get it. You're playing RG3, I get it. If you're playing freaking,
if it's Big Ben, not a chance. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, if you have 15 tackles, bro, them should be sacks. We should be in the backfield.
Tackles for loss and sacks, that should be it. There should be no tackles in the upfield.
And I mean, the trouble you got with this linebacker core that I've seen is it just seems to be scheme that they get him put in the wrong position. Like you see Jalen looking across and he's seeing a mismatch on the outside with with a wide receiver, and he ends up playing defensive back. It's like, how can you scheme things up so bad that you've got these players so far out of position?
Yeah, I mean,
this is what I don't get.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I mean, there was this is the one thing I was kind of a wee bit annoyed about Jalen. I love Jalen to bits, but this was the one thing I noticed: the Leighton Van Der Esch sack.
Yeah,
I don't know. You'll probably recall it, Tyson. It's like, why did they move outside to the corner position?
There's nobody else out there,
and there was like 3 wide receivers, like right in the middle of that field. Yeah, and you saw like we were very lucky. Van Der Esch was very lucky to get that sack. To be honest,
I made a video on that, and I made it not necessarily on that play, but just on why we can't stop the run. If I'm not mistaken, it was kind of like a play action play, and they had a little misdirection, right? The number 1 and 2 things that the Dallas Cowboys absolutely suck at is misdirection. If I was
Cleveland is a perfect example.
If I was a team playing the Cowboys, every single play, I would run left and go right. And then I would run right and go left.
Or even some play action.
I would run every single play because the defense knows in their mind that they have a problem stopping the run. So they got to feast on it every time. So to be honest with you, man, and then the second thing I said to them is, be honest with you, bro, there's just flat out times where these guys don't know where they're supposed to be at. Like they just don't like there's no way that Trevon, like you can say that our safeties suck, right? But bro, you're still a guy that's playing in the NFL. There should never be a time where you should have that many blown coverages. The only reason why Trevon Diggs is open that much, bro, either the guy has his leg is broken or they're just broke missed coverages. And if there's missed coverages, that goes to either two things. You either have dumb players or you have coaches not teaching it. So it's either one of the two.
It's one or the other,
It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying? You either have a dumb player, and this guy doesn't seem like he's dumb. He seems pretty smart to me. So then what's the problem then? Then why doesn't he understand? Like, this is my question to Mike Nolan. And it's like, bro, why is it, right? No matter, okay, we got new players. They got new jerseys. They got new cars and everything, right? But, bro, in cover 2, you were supposed to be the deepest man deep. Why don't you understand that? Why? Like that's the type of stuff. Like you tell me there is not a defense, and no defense in America is gonna ever have a safety chasing have a cornerback chasing a wide receiver down the field. There's not a defense, bro, because there's always gonna be a safety, bro. Like you're gonna tell me we're zero blitzing on the 30? Like, no, we're not doing that. Come on, bro. We're not doing that. So tell me, why doesn't my safety, I get it the first time. He may be able to do it the first time because he's not athletic. But, bro, every single game, and then I'm going to tell you this, like, I still count the ones that they didn't catch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to.
Like you, bro, when I'm sitting down watching film, I'm not going to be like, hey, bro, high five, he didn't catch that one, right? Hell no. Like, bro, where the hell was you at? So sometimes there'll be times where they just don't catch the ball. Like in the Julio game, bruh. They dropped 2 of them. 2 touchdowns.
That's right, yeah.
And don't forget about the DK Metcalf.
Yes. So it's like, bro, so like that's why I say, like, how do you have guys consist, and it's 2 guys, it's not 1 because you have 2 safeties.
Yeah.
How do you have 2 safeties consistently out of place? They're either both dumb. And if they're dumb, at this level,
there's one consistent thing with it.
Somebody is not teaching them that. Or I've even thrown in a third one. Someone's telling you not to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Or what they're telling them to. I'll even throw in a fourth.
Like maybe somebody's just flat out telling them, don't do it.
I'll throw in a fourth that what they're telling them to do doesn't make sense in their minds. So they're like, what? And they're not buying into it.
Yeah.
It's funny you kind of mentioned that because I kind of had that same feeling when it came to the D-line. Like, I know we're kind of jumping from corner back to D-line.
No, I like it because I was going to move on to the D-line next.
Because the point I'm going to make is we've never seen D-Law being in so much of a 2-point stance before. Like, it's horrible, right? He's always been enhanced. He's always been a 3-point stance guy, and he always feels as though he can get a lot more drive, a lot more first step going out during the snap. Always has been. But when it came to the 2-point stands, you could feel there was a bit of disconnection. You just kind of felt what am I doing? Is that because of Nolan or is that because of Jim Tilsula? Whatever happened last week, it went back to the original way of the mass majority of all those players were in a 3-point stance. Something changed and it did work. They did see a big.
They've been primarily in the 3. They've been primarily back in the 4-3 because I've been tracking this like a mug, man. They've been primarily back in the 4-3 so the last 2 weeks, and then they went 4-3 where there's when they're basically 100 base, and then the third game 3 weeks ago, I forget who it was. We ran 67. It was like 67
Arizona.
Plays. In Arizona, we ran 67 plays in the 4-3, and then we ran 4. And because remember that Arizona game, even that game, the thing about these Cowboy defense is also this is like, you got to think we had 2 games where we had 2 quarterbacks go down viciously, right? We responded well to one. We didn't respond well to the other. You know what I'm saying? So you're 50-50 right now in games where your quarterback goes down. You know what I'm saying? You're 50-50. You know what I'm saying? So at least 500 and something. You know what I'm saying? So Cowboys now, the hot, and my hot boy defense. This is the number thing that we also got to remember this, right? Like if you marry a woman who does not know how to cook, and she didn't know how to cook, and when you went to her mama's house, they had bags of fast food around here, bro. You can't be in the house and be like, oh, cook me a full course meal. It don't work it doesn't work that way, right? So guess what, bro? In 2016, we drafted Ezekiel Elliott, right? At the 4th pick. Jerry Jones verbatim said this statement. They said, Jerry Jones, why didn't you pick defense? Jerry Jones said, well, I'm going to tell you this right here. I'm going to tell you the best defense is a good offense. So you know what that tells me? If you play defense, you're probably not getting paid in Dallas. Why? Because he don't even believe in you. Like he's telling you right now. He's telling you right now that our best defense is going to be offense. So you know what that also tells you? That we can never have flaws in our offense. Why? Because they're playing both sides of the ball. Like, bro, you're playing. Like, think about this. Antoine Woods, that's my dog. Makes 100.
Oh, I love Antoine. He's my boy as well, man.
Bro, you're counting on a guy, and that's my dog. He makes $750,000. You're counting on that guy to stop the run. Like, realistically, Antoine Woods should not be able to stop the run at $750,000.
No, it should be more.
But again, bro, Aaron Donald makes $18 million. Bro, people who stop the run make $7 and $8 million a year to stop the run. Gerald McCoy, he was going to make $5 million a year to stop the run. Bro, the Cowboys, we don't value stopping the run. We don't value it. So guess what? Until we value stopping the run as much as we value running, like we need a Zeke. Like, this is the thing, right? This is what I always preach about football. In order to go far in the playoffs, you got to be able to run the ball and you got to be able to stop the run. You need a Zeke on offense and you need a Zeke on defense. We need a Zeke on the defensive line. Like we don't because bro,
blue chip.
Like you need that in the middle of your defense. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why you need it is because listen, this last year, top 4 passing teams in the NFL, top 4 passing teams, and we were one of them, did not even go to the playoffs. But guess what? The top 4 running teams all went to the playoffs. We were 5.
Yep.
Like, bro, it's run the damn ball. Like, you can let everybody else pass. Because think about this. There's only one team winning the Super Bowl every year anyway. So that means 31 other teams got it wrong. You know what I'm saying?
That's just literally just facts.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? 31 other teams got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I do know this. If Patrick Mahomes gets all the glory for everything he did, but if you really remember that Super Bowl, I don't know what time it was out there, but it was kind of good. It was a good time around here, so I can probably remember it. I remember that game being a struggle until a number 26 running back peeled off a run. Then he dipped off and had 2 touchdowns. Like Damian Wilson, running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, won that Super Bowl. And then think about this. What do the Kansas City Chiefs do with their very next pick? Their very first pick in the NFL draft the very next year. Remember, they want to. This is a passing league. Go get Patrick Mahomes a passing league. You go get him another receiver. What did they go do? They got a freaking running back.
I've got a good question for you, and this comes from Andrew Falante. So comes back to his question. What is the biggest need in 2021 draft, O-line or D-line?
Offensive line.
Yeah,
I agree.
It has to be.
It has to be. Has to be.
Offensive line. And the reason being is because, like, you know, no matter what you play, Dak, you're still putting a broken quarterback. I mean, I'm sorry, like, you know, I got all the faith in Dak. He's gonna come back. He's gonna have the greatest comeback in America. But I'm still realistic with football because, see, I've been knowing football for 38 years. I only known Dak for like 5 years. And there's been a lot of times where I have been let down. And my mom told me this at a young age. You know what, son? You can be sincerely wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wonder, and I'm not wishing this on anybody. I'm not wishing this on nobody. But I just wonder how Washington felt year 2 of RG3. Like, damn, he about to come back. RG3 about to come back. He about to kill it. Man, he about to do this. Bruh, it's 2020. What is RG3 doing right now?
Warming a bench.
Yep.
So, and that is the reality. And that's, and like on my podcast, man, that is the reality I try to deal with Cowboy fans. Because unfortunately, that is like, people be thinking, oh, that only happens 20% of the time. No, fam. You've been watching football long enough. That actually happens about 50% of the time.
See, this is exactly why I don't get engaged with comments, because I just, like, you know what, I just can't deal with it. Where it's just narrow-minded. I just get too pissed off, to be honest.
You feel me? But it's like, and I love Dak, but it's like my love for the Cowboys has been 38 years. So I gotta be realistic. Like what if Dak comes back and Dak is not Dak until, like, you know, week blah blah.
Yeah.
And not just that, if it goes back to the same diminished offensive line, what are we going to expect?
And then are you going to ask, my question is this, are you really going to ask Dak Prescott to be an athletic running quarterback after that?
Exactly.
I mean, you might ask him in 2023, but I'm just saying, in 2021, you want him to do that?
I mean, even Jerry Jones has come out and said, when Dak comes back, I want him running less.
Bruh. Dak, like, and think about this. You know what's crazy? He was already running less.
That's true.
I know. That's so true. When you compare 2016 to now, it's a significant dive down.
He's already running less.
Yeah. But here's one for you, because we got a question about the draft and what have you. So I wanted to get your take, both of you, on 2 rookie defensive players. We'll go with the first one, the Canadian Bulldozer Gallimore, which is Paul Stewart's boy. Now, so far, he seems to be doing all right. Needs a bit more sand in his pants, but he's doing all right. And the other one, who's my boy at the moment, and I think this guy is going to be a premium Pro Bowler in the future, Trayvon Diggs. It is Diggs. So I'll let you guys take over. Let's talk about Gallimore first, then Diggs.
Gallimore is slowly progressing every game. Like, the more opportunities he's getting, he is getting better and better. I'm more interested for next season, where he can actually get a bit more size for that defensive tackle role, especially. Like, it does kind of look a bit like when you put him next to Antoine Woods, like, in terms of height-wise, like, he is a taller defensive tackle, but in terms of the size and strength, maybe not so much there, but he does have the quickness. So I'm more interested in what he can do for next season, but he is getting better every game. But yeah. That's how I feel about Neville, man. Like, I think he's going to be really good down the line.
What are you seeing in Gallimore?
I give a lot of, because I don't even think the rookie defensive tackles be playing. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. If you're a rookie defensive tackle,
I've said that.
I'm such a biased guy. Like, if you're a rookie defensive tackle and you're not from Alabama, bro, go sit down somewhere. Like, if I didn't draft you in the top 5. This because, like, listen, you got to think like this, right? The only position group in the NFL where there's no drop off is offensive line. Every team in the NFL has at least a somewhat veteran offensive line, whether they're good or bad. You're not gonna find no offensive line where it's like the unless you're playing the Cowboys, where you have a bunch of rookies and you don't have that. Most teams understand that if your quarterback can't stand up, you can't get. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you bring in a rookie coming in, and he's going to be playing against the most experienced position group every single week.
And
these
are guys that never come off the field.
I don't expect anything. I don't expect anything from a rookie defense. It's just like Tristan Hill. I don't expect anything from those guys until like year 3. You know what I'm saying?
Well, funnily enough, that was exactly what, I don't know if you remember, but when you were on the show last year, me and you were saying the exact same thing. That defensive tackle, until you get to the third year, I can't tell you.
Nah, because you got to think.
It was the same with Malik Collins. Was it not the same with Malik? Was it not the same with Malik Collins? Was until the year 3 he had a really good year. He was making sacks. He was making tackles for losses. To the third,
we was talking about this exact same thing last year.
Yeah, because I mean, when you get to I know as a defensive tackle going, unless you're playing in Alabama, bro, or SEC, bro, it has to be a culture shot to see them goddamn them big old offensive line and how fast them boys is moving up there. Like that got to be a culture shot. Like to see a grown man that big move that fast. You know what I'm saying? That definitely has to be a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? So
unbalanced.
That's why every rookie defensive tackle that comes in the NFL, there's always one trait about them. They're what's up? They need to gain some weight. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta go through that season. Like you gotta let them come in, play at that college weight, play at what they was at their college when they was dominating. Then they come into the NFL and they get whipped around, and you're like, damn, okay. I know where I need to go. I don't want you to come in and just throw a bunch of weight on the dude. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't know how he's gonna move with that. You know what I'm saying? So you give him, like even with Tristan Hill, you know what I'm saying? He played undersized, but when he came back, Tristan Hill put on the necessary weight that he needed. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think would, and more importantly, these guys, you're getting these guys for their speed. You know what I'm saying? And the way they can get around. So it's like, you don't want to put so much weight on them where they diminish one of their greatest attributes, and that is, getting in them A gaps. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be able to fill them gaps quick, because like you were saying, screens, man, a lot of offenses are built on running screen plays. And if you play a team that run a screen plays and you a defensive tackle, boy, you're going to have to run. And that's when, think about this, that's when we all realized Poe sucked. It wasn't.
No. Don't get me started. Do not get me started.
Hey, I didn't play defensive tackle. I didn't play D-line. I'm a corner. I'm a corner wide receiver. But I'm going to tell you this. So I was looking at him.
He actually was walking.
I was looking at him, but it was on them screens where I was like, bruh, I don't give a damn. Ain't nobody supposed to be doing that on the NFL field.
Honestly, he turned into Mr. Bean of football.
Did like this one time. He did like this while the play was still going. Bam, how your hand on your hip, bam.
No commitment.
Go.
Oh, dude. Oh, God.
Hey, that's I hate calling players like lazy and stuff like that, but I low-key did that on a live. I'm showing, and I showed it to my people. I'm like, yo, like, I'm going to tell you this right now. This right here, that's somebody getting a check, bro. That's somebody getting a check on you. Like, they're getting a check on you.
He was taking advantage of the contract he had. Let's be honest, Paul.
There's that. But like when you were talking about defensive line and the veterans, I can always remember it was something that I don't know if you've heard before. Is same with the O line. Is they call it the 150. I don't know if you ever heard that on the O line. That the closest you can get for your O line to be 150 years of age, and then conversely on D line 120. That's perfect. That is like the sweet spot, the Goldilocks. I don't know if you've heard that before.
Yeah, I mean, that's just talking experience. You want experience. Like nobody wants, like, listen to me. Like if someone says, yeah, they got a young offensive line, you know what they're talking about? A team that's losing.
Inexperienced.
Like a team that's losing.
It's funny that you meant. See, I just want to bring it back a point. Like, see, when you were talking about we had defensive tackles like learning up against a good O line. See, for like the Browns, right? I know I'm kind of talking about a different team, but when they had Joe Thomas, right, who's pretty much nearly not missed one game in his whole career, pretty much. He put on the weight. You saw him when he's retired. He's completely shredded back down. He's not the same. He's like half the size of the man than he was playing football. That just came to show the commitment of the size and strength of how big these guys were, and for defensive linemen, what they were up against.
Yeah, true.
It's not necessarily transpiring with like Connor Williams right now. He's not really like growing, so to speak, I think. But in terms of like Tristan Hill and our defensive side, you are seeing that progression. But when they're going up against our O-line, that's why we're dropping like flies.
That's why I say for the draft, it has to be.
It has to be O-line. Has to be O-line. And I don't want to hear anyone talking about bloody Trevor Lawrence. Enough of that pish. Seriously, that can go out the window.
But you know what? That's just like for like
That's just media.
Like for all the people who don't like Dak Prescott, when he got hurt and then it was obvious that we needed Dak Prescott, they just turned into those Trevor Lawrence people.
I know. Where's the Dak haters been? Where's the Dak haters? Seriously, they've been very quiet ever since.
Well, no, the Dak haters are Trevor Lawrence lovers now.
You know right.
And Justin Fields lovers as well.
But I mean, look at rookie quarterbacks, man. I don't think there's any. I mean, how many wins they got between them? Justin Herbert got 2, I think. Then freaking Burrows got 1. Mm-hmm. Got none. Yeah. Like rookie, and them is the best of the best. Like, and I mean, Sunshine is good, but he ain't no Joe Burrows. But I mean, if I had to take one of the two, people always ask me, I would take Fields. The reason why is because I just think Fields' game right now translates better. Like I've seen more guys like Trevor Lawrence come in the NFL and get broke up. You know what I'm saying? But at least Field can get off and get out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like for me, like getting a rookie quarterback is a signification that you're trying to win a Super Bowl in like 3 years, 4 years, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson was an MVP in one. Oh, no, he didn't. Let me figure it out. Yes, he didn't win no playoff games. So you're telling me that you could be the MVP of the goddamn league, bruh, and still not win it. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So just to back up your point, Tua, I think he's only won 1 game. He's only played
98 yards, bro.
Yeah. He didn't do anything.
Ben DiNucci actually had a good game for a rookie, like
for a 7th rounder.
Bro, I wrote down
crazy 0 snaps.
Yeah, and think about this, bro. The Cowboys, I made a video. I be trying to make videos about stuff that, because, man, over here in the States, we got bloggers that, man, their creativity is low, so they just be copying a bunch of stuff I be doing. So what I do is I try to make videos on stuff that people wouldn't even think about. So I was looking at Dak Prescott, bro. Do you know in Dak Prescott first game as a rookie, bro, he threw the ball like 43 times, bro. Ben DiNucci first game as a rookie. Guess what he does? 40 times, bro. Who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Lauren just made a good point there. If we do have a high draft spot, like say top 5, and there's obviously Trevor Lawrence is there, I can really see us maybe potentially trading down to get more capital for draft picks, like to get.
I mean, man, Trevor Lawrence is not gonna be, unless Trevor Lawrence puts out a video of him smoking crack. You can't even be weed. It would have to be crack because weed is legal now. So you smoke weed, they're just gonna be like, all right, we ain't tripping. He has to actually smoke some crack or some meth. It has to be a registered, Class A drug.
A Class A, yeah.
Yeah, like it has to be one of the big ones. You know what I'm saying?
Something called Heisenberg.
He's not gonna get him past. They're gonna just be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna pass on him.
Yeah. I said it the other week, in our group discussion. I said, after what I've seen this week, Justin Fields is my new QB1. I'm telling you. Everything's more translatable.
Yeah, because I just, and the insurance policy of just, because a lot of times when you come in the NFL, you're getting drafted number 1 overall because my team sucks. Your team sucks. You know what I'm saying? So that means you don't have a lot of good parts. So it's like the ability to run, the ability to be athletic, that can compensate for 2 years until I get a wide receiver or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Situations like DeAndre Hopkins going to Arizona, stuff like that should never happen. Like Bill O'Brien.
That is the most stupidest trade I've ever seen.
Stupidest trade in the world, bro. And guess
what cost him his job.
Cost him his job. Hell yeah.
But what do you make of this comment from Rob about trading Cooper Gallup? To me, I think that's a terrible move. I think your strongest position is wide receiver, and we need strong positions. Why would you want to give that up?
Why diminish it?
Yeah, I'm a money man. This is my thing. Cooper doesn't make sense. Financially, it doesn't make sense. You're gonna eat like freaking.
Agree.
And he's like $26 million. So basically, you imagine firing an employee and then writing them a check for $26 million. You want to do that to Cooper? Like the only time you do stuff like that is when he's literally smoking crack in the locker room. Smoking crack in the locker room, I'm gonna fire you. You know what I'm saying? Dropping a couple passes, no, that's not worth me eating $26 million. No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then Michael Gallup, this is my thing with Michael Gallup. The trade deadline is over, so you can't even trade him. So I mean, if you're talking about next year, this is my thing, man. This is my thing, right? If I have a great argument on why I wouldn't, and I have a great argument on why I would. I'll shorten them both and give you both of them real quick. Why I wouldn't trade him is because I'm about to sign Dak Prescott on a 1-year deal. So if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm telling you, hell no, don't trade Michael Gallup. Why? Because I need all 3 of them wide receivers to do my 6,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? But at the same, so I mean, for my quarterback coming back, I want as many weapons as possible. You know what I'm saying? But on the flipper, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I do investment properties for a living, so I cannot say that I have not had this conversation in long thought. And I say it like this, man. Cowboys already have 6 picks within the top like freaking 110 picks right now.
Yeah.
6 picks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we can get some. You can, if you do flip him, you do have a really good chance of replacing him. But this is my thing. If I do, because Michael Gallup is giving me high production for low price, and you don't ever really want to get rid of that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You don't ever want to get rid of that.
Either way, he's going to be chased for that big contract.
Yeah. So for me, it's like if I can talk somebody into giving me, now I drafted him for a 3rd. So if I can talk somebody into giving me a 2nd round pick, man, for him, then I ain't gonna lie, I probably, especially with what I have, the amount of picks that I have right now, the amount of picks I have right now, I would probably do it for a 2nd round pick in next year's draft. And the only reason being is because I could use that second. I mean, I could use the reason why it sounds like you're just swapping out is because I do have the 2nd round pick, but I'm gonna have the 2nd round pick on a 4-year contract. Whereas in Michael Gallup, like you just said right now, Paul, he only has 1 more year on your deal. So just by drafting another wide receiver, you automatically almost like re-sign. Like imagine if you draft a rookie in like the 2nd or 3rd round who's just as good as Michael Gallup, and guess what? That's just like signing Michael Gallup.
Exactly. And the best thing about that, you've got him for 4 years or 3 years, depending on the contract.
Exactly. You have him 4 years.
That's definitely the flip side. Like that's the thing. Like I wouldn't be too upset if we did trade.
You're not gonna get him for cheap though. Hell no.
No.
And I'm not flipping him for a 3rd. I'm not doing that.
No. We'll get at least a 2nd or up. At least.
Yeah, and the wide receivers. We talked about this year's draft being wide receiver rich. Next year's is just the same. There's some big names coming through that you can get in the later rounds.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, man. People get mad at me when I say this, and I'm gonna say it on your show so they can get mad. And by the time
I love it.
By the time they get in America, it'll be already too late. Man, I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. Hey, man, this wide receivers class so good, man. Like, listen to me, bro. Just listen to me before y'all get all mad. Start throwing stuff at the TV. What round did Philadelphia draft that Reeker kid?
First
round.
First round, right? Late guy, right? Now, you have other guys who have drafted in the 2nd round. This wide receiver class is so deep. Imagine. I mean, I'm just saying, if I could do, this is just to pose one question. Like, if there's a lot of people that wanted CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? And knowing what you know now,
I'll throw the names for you right now, Tyson. I'll throw you the names. There's Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Reagor, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, LaVishka Shenault, KG Hamler, Chase Clay, Van Jefferson, Denzel Mims.
And think about this.
That's the first to 2nd.
Hey, Paul, and think about this. You weren't drafting a number 1. You were theoretically looking for a slot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm thinking like this, right? I love the CeeDee Lamb pick. I love it. Why? Because I love the 88. But I'm just saying, I feel like this draft was so good at these wide receivers, bro. You could have got another dude in the 2nd or 3rd round and did a whole lot of something with that.
I'll be perfectly honest, and the guys noticed we did the live draft back earlier this year. I wasn't too thrilled initially, but after I really wanted defensive line just to kind of stack up or go for safety. That's what, because I was thinking about the defense more than anything.
Everything that we still have a problem with. Everything we currently have a problem with today.
Because I felt the least of our problems was wide receiver. That was the least of our problems because we did have Cooper and Gallup.
You know what mine was? I said, this is what I said. I said I wanted the Dallas Cowboys. Initially, my first mock draft, I said I want the Dallas Cowboys to draft offensive line at 17.
Yeah, that was the same.
You couldn't go wrong with that.
And guess what? and I knew they weren't going to do it. So my second choice that I hung on to was linebacker. And the reason being Leighton Vander Esch. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
linebacker,
defensive line doesn't matter. I felt so confident last year that I was like, bro, like even if we didn't draft CeeDee Lamb, I still felt like this was a really good wide receiver core.
Yep.
Yeah. And especially when you think we got behind Cedric Wilson. So if he was to go next year without Gallup, I think Cedric Wilson's coming on quite nice. I think he could play a wide receiver too right now.
Man, there's no way you draft CeeDee Lamb to re-sign Michael Gallup. There's no way.
Agree. Yeah. So let's finish off. Oh, go on. Sorry, Paul, if you've got something to add.
I just want to correct and Andrew there. He was picked on number 17, bro. Like, sorry, so I don't want to be a pure douchebag about it, but sorry, man, he was picked at 17.
But let's finish it off then, guys, with just a bit of fun. It's the Fantasy Lounge. So this is how we're going to do it, right, Ty? Really easy, and then we'll finish and wrap up the show. A lot of people join in at home on this as well. All we do, I give you what NFL.com says the players are going to get, their predicted points, and you just say higher or lower. So it's oh boy, is you think it's less. Boy, oh boy, more words, is more. And it's as easy as that. So who wants to go first?
I'll let our special guest Tyson go first, if you don't mind.
Right. Yeah. Beauty first, is it, Paul?
Yeah, my
well, I'm
Cowboys have a
definitely
better record than my fantasy team. So
all right.
I don't know about that, mate. I've got 5 teams. I've got 5 fantasy football teams right now.
I got way too many. So we're not going to go with the Dallas Cowboys quarterback because we don't know who it's going to be. So we're going to take that off the chart right now. Right. So I'm going to give you Big Ben, right? Big Ben this week, and it's rounded off points. He's predicted to score 17 points. It's rounded off. So is it oh boy or boy oh boy?
17 points is approximately how many touchdowns?
So you're looking, it could be a 2-touchdown game.
2-touchdown game, about 230 yards.
Roundabout.
So it's about 2 touchdowns.
We're not to talk about that, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Man. I think it's gonna be more, man. I think it's
gonna be more?
I think he's gonna get like
boy oh boy.
Boy, I mean, the only way that it won't be is if our offense is on the field longer, man. Like, and the thing about it is, it's like this. It's like if our offense is on the field longer, that means their defense is on the field longer. I'm like, oh my god, this is like one of those games, man, where you just gotta kind of like hope you're in special teams a lot, I guess. Yeah, probably. You know what I'm saying? Let's get these special teams guys on the field and see what they can do. But man, it's just not looking good.
Yeah,
Brian's saying he's going boy oh boy. He's saying he's gonna score 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, the 3 touchdowns, the 3. Unfortunately,
it sounds like the most reasonable number from Ben Roethlisberger. To be fair, like it seems like the normal.
He's playing really well right now.
Yes,
well.
And I think he's gonna. And I think we're gonna get our hands on the ball too. Because like, bro, my thing is this: like unless you just had an accident, like just oh my god, we got 4 turnovers. Like, bro, you should be able to get 2. If you got 4 last week, you should be able to get 2. My biggest thing with this game right here, bro, is like this is a huge game for the Hot Boys, bro, for the defense.
And this is what I was saying, like early on, we were talking about like stats against the history against the Steelers. We've won the last 2, and obviously they're undefeated. I talked about didn't we beat the Saints when we were at our worst type of thing, and why doesn't this have to be that? And we saw the evidence of last week, the changes that we made.
Yeah. And and then think about this. Think about this. This is like the perfect situation for your defense. Why? Because you had success. You had failure.
Momentum.
You adjusted. You had success. So now guess what? Now we're gonna test your success.
Yeah, carry that same momentum going through practice.
Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I know Cowboy fans don't want to hear this, but I'm telling you, me West Coast, if my defense can hold this team to 23 points, win or lose, you're gonna see a big ass smile on my face.
Yeah,
you're gonna see a big ass smile on my face. You want to know why? Because let me tell you, you want to know why? Because then that means since we switched to the 4-3 defense, we're averaging about 19.9 points per game. You know what that puts us if we're doing it the whole entire season? you're only ranked like 8th in the NFL because the 11th ranked team right now, guess what they're giving up? The 11th ranked team, guess what they're giving up? 23.6 points a game. And fans be telling me 20, 23 points, that's too much. I'm like, what? You wouldn't take the 11th best defense in the NFL right now? 11th? And there's 3 teams tied at 23. Think about this, you guys. The number 1 team in the NFL in defense, guess how many points they're giving up? 17.8. So you know what that is? 18
points.
Is that the Colts? I don't even know who they. I just looked at numbers. I'm gonna tell you this.
I think it's either the Steelers or the Colts.
No, but think about this concept though. And this takes away any excuse from your offense. Even the best defense in the NFL is allowing 18 points a game. You feel me? Yeah. Everybody is scoring at least 18 points a game. So Cowboys offense, what the hell? You get what I'm saying? The best defense in the NFL is not holding people to 10 points. Everybody in the NFL is scoring 2. So you know what that means? Everybody in the NFL, all 32 teams, should have the ability to score at least 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to our point where it comes to Ben Roethlisberger. We were thinking about 3 touchdowns. That's 21 points already.
Right there. And think about this. I said 3 touchdowns, and that's still good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when he's on the hot streak right now.
I'll take that.
Because Big Ben's really renowned to have 500 plus yards games and have record, like, didn't he have like a 7 touchdown game couple of seasons ago or something like that?
Like, but what you got to remember is that's when he's always playing at home. He has this terrible home away split.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something too. Though. The Cowboys right now, man, there are 3 games on our schedule right now. If we were to hold that team, Seattle, you also had the Seattle game, the Cleveland game. If we held these teams to 23 points, you either beat these teams or you're within a point away from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we've got the Steelers, then we've got the Ravens later on.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, so it's like, man, like if my and that's what I really want to see, because man, your defense is not going to have as much as everybody's saying it's going to have this major hole. You're not going to have this major hole on defense, because defense is a veteran. Like you got to have, you know what I'm saying? And you're not going to, you know what I'm saying? And the Cowboys already have money invested in their defense. So it's like, this like they're going to put picks out there, but even those guys are going to need time to play. You know what I'm saying? And get better. So veterans are going to play. So your offense, it's going to totally change next year. I think you're going to move some stuff around next year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
but the defense, this is right now, man. Like, you know, this week right here, this is going to be the litmus test. This is going to be the litmus test. Guys like Antoine Woods that want to be here next year, bro, here go your opportunity.
Yeah, you're playing for contract. You're
playing for a contract. You know what I'm saying? Guys, you know, my boy Marcus Lawrence, they talking. Bro, this is an opportunity. Jalen Smith, they talking. This is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Cheetah Bengawuzie, Anthony Brown. Bruh, that's why I say that's why I say corners don't even put Trevon Diggs on one guy. Just put him on the side. Because bruh, their wide receivers so even across the board. It doesn't matter if he's on Juju or Claiborne. Just put him on the side. What I want to see from Trevon Diggs now is not can he lock down a player, but can he lock down a side? Like if he can lock a whole left hand side, then guess what? They're only throwing to the right. Mm-hmm. That's what Dion did. Dion didn't travel everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Dion left, bro. You weren't throwing to the left hand side. The quarterback only had 2 places to throw to because you was not throwing to the left.
And to me, with Diggs, it's not the athleticism. It seems to be more the mental thing. But that's rookie. Yeah, that's rookie. That's
football IQ. Football IQ.
And you know, and I'm gonna tell you this, man. Being a safety, bro. Like if you've been shooting this gun and every time you shoot it, the safety malfunctions. Like how secure are you gonna be in pulling that trigger?
Yeah,
like, bro. There are times where Diggs literally has to pretend like he's releasing a guy behind him so that the safety can pick him up. And guess what? The safety's not there.
Yes, there is that.
So that's why I've been saying, that's why another reason why I was like, bro, if you put Earl Thomas behind Trevon Diggs, he's probably the best corner in the NFL.
True. I like that. All right, Paul, you got the next one. Go on. Sorry, what were you going to say? What were you going to say? No, you got Zeke. He's predicted to score 14 fantasy points.
So you thought about a touchdown, which is 6 points, then 80 yards.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'd be quite happy with that, but I think he's going to score more red zone. Like, I think if we can actually get the ball moving, I think he'll be the main source for our touchdowns.
Yeah. So you think more? Boy oh boy.
Boy oh boy.
Just boy oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Boy oh boy. Yeah.
Basically asking him, do you think the Cowboys are going to win, or do they have a chance?
Yeah.
If you say no to that answer, then you're basically saying we have no choice. Because if Zeke don't have 14 fantasy points, bro, we're not winning this game.
Could it be like last year, the last time when we played them, when he gets that game-winning touchdown straight through the middle?
Yeah,
I mean, Zeke was
that was in Heinz Field as well.
At 206, Zeke had 206 all-purpose yards. He had 102 rushing yards. He had like 96 passing yards, receiving yards. Zeke 3 touchdowns. He just totally destroyed that game.
Oh yeah. Actually, on the play before that, game-winning touchdown, I think he had like a 70-yard reception as well.
Yeah, it was a screen pass, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of this game, I reckon it's going to be 2 touchdowns, so that's 12 points already, and I reckon it's going to be between 60 to 70 yards.
So
rushing,
fly that back up,
or all-purpose yards, whatever. I'd be very happy with that. I'll be perfectly honest. The way how our O-line's functioning and stuff like that as well. If we can get Zeke that amount of yardage and manage to get him 2 scores, that's a good shift for me. That dependent with everything that's going on with our offense right now in terms of injuries and experience and whatever and that. So,
okay, I like it. And so I'm going to give West Coast Amari Cooper, rounded off to 12 fantasy points.
What's the one for lower? The one for lower?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I don't want any of my receivers to have 12 points. Like I want Zeke to have. I actually want Zeke to have 20 points. Give Zeke all the points. You know what I'm saying? Because like this is not. Go ahead.
People are agreeing.
I was going to say, I think Zeke will want to kind of come back and actually make a statement. Like we keep saying that from week to week. Is this the game where it's going to be? This could be.
My thing
against the only undefeated team in the NFL, he could do that.
My thing with Cooper is this, man. Like when I'm paying you $20 million, I'm not necessarily just paying you to just get 100 yards. I'm also paying you to be able to throw the ball.
Blocker as well.
Yeah, to be a blocker, and I'm also I'm paying you to be able to throw the ball to you on 3rd and 9, and you get 11 yards. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you only have 3. Yeah, but what I'm saying is I'm paying
safety
you.
You're paying them
for moments. I'm paying you for moments. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, say Cooper only has 3 catches, but they all come on 3rd down. Like Cooper made his money. I believe he made his money that day. Then you know what I'm saying? I think that's what a lot of people don't realize too. Is like Cooper didn't have 120 yards, 115 yards, but bro, he also converted 3 first downs. You know what I'm saying? That's your money.
And that to me is more like it's not so much fantasy football, but in terms of keeping the game alive, that's so much more important.
Yeah,
it's like keeping possession of the ball, keeping your defense off the bench. It's like you said.
Yeah. All right. Who was that who said? I just done it was. You win at West Coast, so let me put that down, West Coast. So I'm going to give you Chase Claypool because this is a rookie wide receiver on fire, Paul. He's on like 5 touchdowns, which is like what our wide receivers have. I thought you were going to say he was going to be on 5 points. I'll be like, oh boy. All right, he's got 13 fantasy points, so big day for Chase.
Well, we kind of already mentioned Big Ben. I think he'll have 3 touchdowns. I reckon Claypool is going to have at least one of them. I reckon.
Okay.
So already, when you think about it, depending where you are in the field, 6 points plus. So I reckon he's going to have. So what was the total points for Claypool?
13 rounded off.
I'm saying boy oh boy. I wouldn't say by a significant amount. I would say maybe like 16, 17 points.
Okay, I like that.
He gonna get one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
And I'm gonna give you West Coast because I know you're gonna like this one. I'm giving you the Hot Boys, Cowboys defense. They are looking to score, according to NFL.com, 5.5 fantasy points.
So what does that mean? Like, how many seconds or what is that?
So I think there's what takes in place as well is like how many points we give away. That deducts from
how many points they score takes it away. Yeah, and then sacks and turnovers get us points back.
This is what I think. I think your Cowboys defense is going to need to get to him at least 3 times.
I was going to say that.
You're going to need to get to him at least 3 times.
I was thinking more 4 sacks, a sack a quarter.
Good. 1 a quarter.
Yeah.
1 a quarter is good. You know what I'm saying? That means you're killing 1 drive. You should be killing, and then you also got to kill the drive. You know, so the the worst thing in the world is get a sack and then they recover it with a big play. Like you actually feel worse now. You know what I'm saying? I think you got to get the 3 sacks. I think they're gonna come in here and feel like they can throw the ball. So since they feel like they're gonna throw the ball, man, you gotta take that ball. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, we can get a Ben in a situation where he's gonna throw the ball. But I think the fantasy sleeper in this game is gonna be the tight end, man. That's gonna be the matchup.
Schultz,
easy. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give you that one, Paul. So you guys can.
They
tight end.
Vance McDonald.
No, Eric Ebron.
85.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, man.
He had an absolute ball of a game last week.
Yeah, man.
He's not a blocking tight end. He is a pure wide receiver tight end.
Yeah,
like kind of what we had in Jarwin.
When they go 5 wide with that, that's stupid, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I was trying to make a point in regards to the Pittsburgh Steelers O-line. It's like their left guard, Wininski, he's questionable for the game. So that could have an impact as well.
Okay. But I'll tell you what then. Let's give you Eric Ebron to finish off, Paul. He's booked to score 11 fantasy points.
Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think about it,
he's going to have probably 2. I'm hard to say, but he's probably going to have
when you break it down, even if he gets 1 touchdown and 50 yards, that's your 11 points there already.
We got some people saying less.
Because this is my thing, right? This is where he's gonna kill us, and but I'm already giving my defense 23 points, so I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? But in the red zone, in the red zone, where my guys are really going to have to cover, and where my defense isn't gonna be smart enough to put a safety on him or put somebody else on him. You know what I'm saying? That's where I feel not necessarily intimidated, but that's when I feel like an issue. Eric Ebron I don't think they're going to be like no 40-yard, 50-yard touchdowns, but I know this, if they are ever in the red zone, I can almost guarantee you on every drive inside the red zone, he's going to get a shot. And it's just a matter of how many catches.
I'm going to back you up now. To me, and this might be a bit of a controversial statement, to me, Eric Ebron, whenever he's in that red zone right now, it kind of reminds me what Romo and Witten was back then with the red zone. Somehow you should always find them.
Because you got to think he's bigger than all 3 wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like if you're going to go up, if you need some athleticism, and this is what is on tape. If he's inside the 20, if he's inside the red zone, they're setting it up almost where, and when it's all said and done, Ebron is probably going to be their number 1, or not their number 1 because Claypool got that 4th game, but they were setting it up for Ebron to be their touchdown leader.
Yeah.
When they get inside the red zone, they take shots to him.
I think before he was at the Steelers last year, Eric Ebron, I think he was with the Colts, and he was just he was slamming it over there.
And guess what? I'm gonna tell you so corny about the Cowboys. For a team that say they value the tight ends, bro, we had 3 chances to get him. He's been a free agent 2 times.
I've had people laughing at me. Says who would you like to see in free agency? I'm like Eric Ebron. It's like why? He's always been kind of consistent when it comes to putting points on the board. He always has been. Even when he was remember when he was at the Lions? Remember when he was there? He was
he's always been a fantasy football stud. Like fantasy football players know who Eric Ebron is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I tell you what we'll do. We'll finish this off. This show. I mean, we've gone way over our time. I do apologize on that one, mate.
We love talking about football. What else can we do?
That is true. So we'll finish it off with something very, very simple. Give me your score predictions, and then we'll end the show.
Yeah, get your comments in, ladies and gents.
Man, Cowboys by 1, man. That's always my score prediction, man. Cowboys by 1, man.
So 24-23?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm giving them 23 points. That's all they can get.
I don't know. I really don't know. I want to say we're going to win. I want to say it.
Go on.
You know what, Bugger, I'm going to say it. 27-21.
Ooh, you see, now I'm going 25-20. Cowboys.
So here's the thing. All of us are in the same bracket here. We knew someone was going to say it, but I get it, Andrew. I get it, mate. I'll be honest, like I'm thinking more realistically, but the deep, the fan that I am, the Cowboys that I love, regardless who's on the field, I just that's what I want us to win. And
I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm gonna tell you this. It's harder to go undefeated than it is for us to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, we're just trying to beat the Steelers. They're trying to beat history. History is undefeated.
They're chasing for 6 now, right? Or
yeah,
7.
but I'm saying there's only been one team. And there's an old saying about being undefeated teams. The closer you get to being undefeated, the closer you get to losing. You know
exactly.
Carolina Panthers, prime example.
And so, like I said, we're just trying to beat the Steelers. They're trying to beat history. Like we're going in 2 different directions. And think about this, man. This is a game where in the back of their mind they know they can lose it and it means nothing to them.
Exactly.
This game means So think about this. Like if you ever even get to a point where you get them down or something, man, they might actually even shut it down and be like, yo, we're gonna, man, we want to get this monkey off our back anyway. You know what I'm saying?
And the point you were saying earlier, these players are fighting for contracts. That's gonna light the fire under their butt.
It has to.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you
it has to.
And I'm gonna tell you this. Hey, before I get out of here, last thing I'm gonna say. Whenever you leave a job or whenever you are leaving something, they always have exit interviews, right? They always ask you like, what was your thoughts on the job, before you leaving, right? So guess what? Like at the end of this year, they're going to have this thing called exit interviews with the players and with the coaches, right? And they're going to look at all this tape, right? And they're going to be like, damn, you basically sucked all year. And you want to be like, yeah, I did. But do you remember that Pittsburgh game? Like this is a game where coaches can literally be like, you can almost save your job on playing well or coaching well against this team. Why? Because of the quality of player, the opponent that you're playing. If the Cowboys can just keep this thing close, man, this is going to give hope because think about this. There is not another team on this roster. There is not another team on this schedule that is this good. And I'm going to tell you this, man, if the Cowboys get even close to beating this team, then tanking's out the question because guess what? That means you should beat other teams on your schedule then.
And the way the NFC East is, that puts you directly in the hunt.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this, man.
That's nothing as well. It's like we can still win. We can still win a division. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this. If I'm Mike McCarthy, a bad rec, I gotta end with at least 8-8. I got to. Because tanking doesn't help me because guess what? The player can be here forever. They can fire me.
Yes.
You feel me? Like we tank it and they literally fire me. You know what I'm saying? They said John Harbaugh want to come back to football. That's all I'm saying.
If I was the Seahawks 7-9 or was it 9-7 when they got to the playoffs and got to the Super Bowl?
Giants.
The Giants.
Was it
Giants?
Giants?
9-7.
Both years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing, bro. There's a massive underdog every week, man. I mean, last week it was the Miami Dolphins. You feel me? They went the Rams and beat them. You know what I'm saying? Like every week. That's why there are odds. You know what I'm saying? Without an underdog, odds wouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the best thing the most best thing about it is like we're just trying to win one game. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to win 17, 18 more. I don't know.
Win a game without assistance from the opposing team from their screw-ups. It needs to be from us actually dominating the game or making plays, essentially.
Like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. At this point in my life, I just take a win, bro. I don't give a damn.
I like that.
Three pass interference. I mean, 3 pass, go and take back to the house. I'll take it. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
It's been like, bro, this is not, I don't like my energy, bro. Like, I don't like my, you know what I'm saying? My energy sucks. Like, I'm a totally different West Coast coming off a win, bro. Like,
I get that
we're
feeling.
The same. We're the same.
Get that feeling. Yeah. It's right a hop and a skip in work.
And then let's just think, man, like, bro, like Cowboy fans, we're not built with the tanking mentality, bro. We came into this season thinking we was going to win Super Bowl. Now you telling me we're going to be second pick in a draft? Like, no, bro, the draft is in April of next year. You're telling me you don't want to win? You don't want to see another Cowboy win until September of next year? Man, Jesus come back before then. We never get there, bro. No. I want to win again this year. I don't want to feel like this for no whole year, bro. I can't do it, bro.
It's funny you mentioned that.
Fans forget how long off season is, bro.
It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that, and I wasn't going to bring this up, but we're actually already seeing fans already jumping ship.
Yeah.
And Mike knows about this. I'm not going to mention names, but
there's no point.
It's not worth the time and space. But it's just like, come on, man. You're supposed to be a fan. You stick by them no matter what. That's the whole point of being a fan. If you're going to jump ship,
this is why people cry when you win a Super Bowl, because you're crying because you remember in 2020 when we were on a show talking about the Cowboys and we were 2-6. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, this is why Eagles fans eat shit. Like, this is the reason why an Eagles fan ate some shit. You want to know why? Because they were so happy that their team won a Super Bowl. And I'm just saying, this is my thing, right? I
it's true, man.
I've never ate shit before in my life, but I do want to be so happy that I at least think about eating shit. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? That's freaking happy, bro. I'm just saying, Paul. Just think about it. That's how happy he was.
I just can't visualize that. I'll be perfectly honest.
I want to be at least so happy that I at least think about eating shit. Like, I'm so happy right now with my team. I'm about to go eat some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Eagles, that's what they did. Like, bro, like I'm just saying, Mike. When you win a Super Bowl, because see, I was like 12 when we won the Super Bowl. So but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, is that how happy you get when you win a Super Bowl? It makes you want to go eat a shit. Like, I want to know. I want to experience that. You know what I'm saying? You feel me, Paul? Am I saying too much, Paul?
I feel you, man.
You got it, man. I know, it's just like the most perfect.
I want to be that happy that I think about, you know what? I'm about to go eat some shit. Why? Because I'm so happy right now.
And it wouldn't matter. But
and you know what? They be like, what did you do after the Super Bowl? I ate some shit. I know how you feel. Like, nobody get mad. Just know, you know what I'm saying? What did you do? I ate some shit. I ain't gonna lie.
And it gives you the pass.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'll probably play if we were to ever win the Super Bowl and I'll probably end up if I end up getting arrested, or like I'll probably end up running my local street, butt naked, like giving my next door neighbors a heart attack. I don't know.
I just want to feel it, bro. I want to feel it, bro.
It's
coming. It's coming. Don't you worry. It's coming.
I just want to feel it.
It's always there. But I think that's a great way to finish things off here. Yeah, let West Coast get on and do everything. Yeah. We went like nearly an hour over what we were planning, but there we go. Had a lot to talk about.
I talk a lot too.
I love it. We love it. But thank you very much for joining us, West Coast. You know how much you mean to us over here.
Appreciate it, man.
You're great friends to us. I always say
hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like, I love talking Cowboys, and that's why I actually like a lot of people thought, not a lot of people would have thought it would have been harder to come right after a show, but I actually thought it would be easier for me to just get off my show and then just come right onto your show. You know what I'm saying? Because I was thinking, like, shoot, I'll already be talking Cowboys.
Chris, you're already in the momentum as well.
Yeah, like I'm already going. So I'm like, no, let's put it right after that. So then I literally got off my show, plugged my phone in, drunk some water, walked right out here, and you can turn my computer on, got it popping. You know what I'm saying? And that was that's easier. You know what I'm saying? So talking football, and I love it, man. And I appreciate you guys for having me, man.
I know we appreciate you, brother. And I said it even last year or the year before, when we were talking about trying to set up a UK Cowboy show, you were like one of the people who gave me the most advice in trying to get things rolling and going. So you'll always have that special place there.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, one thing about me, man, is I love, you only get better by helping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get better by helping. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for it.
Definitely. But we'll speak to you again, and I'll speak to you in the week and on the weekend, bro. And we'll definitely get this going to do it all again.
All right, man. Hey, I'll be out. Never look down because the stars up. Peace.
I love it. I love it. See you again. All right. Well, anyway, Paul, I'll speak to you again, brother.
No, you don't almost forgot something.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me go back to it. There it is. So, and of course, don't forget, we're sponsored by Cowboys Experience. If you're going to go to a game next year, make sure you book it through Cowboys Experience. They've got game day tickets, tailgate parties, and stadium tours. Make sure you use the booking code UK Cowboys because you get something a little nifty just by saying UK Cowboys. That's all you've got to do. Just say it, and it's done. Boosh, just like that. And as we say every week, make sure if you go to a Cowboys Experience event, send us your pictures, videos, and everything. Guaranteed goes up straight up on our page and our group. You get priority just for sending them in.
Yep, and not just that, Cowboys Experience treat you like royalty.
Honestly. They do. They treat you like kings and queens. But from us from this week, the extended pre-game show for the Steelers, very extended.
A damn good show.
It was a lot of fun.
And thanks to everyone commenting on the show tonight. Much appreciated. More comments, the better. More to talk about.
You are our MVPs, as I always say.
Yes, you are.
Everyone sending in the comment are our MVPs. But for myself, I'm Paul. If you want to give us your goodbyes, Mr. Paul. I'm West Coast, not forgetting. I guess we'll speak to you all next week when the post-game show is on with Brian.
And let's get that Cowboys fit today. What hot the boys?
How about them Cowboys?
I was going to say hot boys.